Good morning, everybody. Wow, it's a refreshing Tuesday morning. We had some rain showers last evening and last night during the night. Maybe not quite as much rain as we would like, but hey, it was very welcome. And I find it kind of strange, and I'm glad it's raining in the springtime. There's no way I would have been saying, oh boy, more. Yeah, but more. We need it. Well, it's that special day of the week. You remember what it is? Testing Tuesday. So we're walking deep into the jungle area of our property for Testing Tuesday, because there was a very famous person in the Bible who had to take a trip up the mountain and was tested by God. You know who that person was? Well, that's not the test. I'm going to tell you who it was. It was Abraham. All right, Abraham. But now I'm going to give you the test. It's not what was he told to do. It was who was he told to take with him. He was told to sacrifice his son. Very strange passage, and we'll be talking about that. But so for Testing Tuesday, what was the name of Abraham's son that he was told to sacrifice? Ready, set, go. I'll take a sip of coffee while you're thinking of it. Okay, have your answer? You know, it's amazing videotaping. It's just incredible. There's so much that happens. Like, I even heard some of you shout out your answer because you knew it. But there's some of you who didn't. So I'm going to give you a choice. Are you ready? Was Abraham's son Jacob? Was his son's name Ishmael? Was his son's name Isaac? Or was his son's name Jeremiah? Now, right away, you know it's not Jeremiah, because we talked about him last week, and he was a later on prophet. His name was Isaac. Isaac. That's the son that Abraham was told to sacrifice. Now, all right, now that we have that out of the way and you've passed the test for this week, here's the real question. Why? Why was he told to do it? If you were listening carefully, I already gave you the answer. God was testing him. Yeah, look it up in Genesis. And I'm not going to tell you where. So that way you have to read the whole book. But there in Genesis, later on in Genesis, I'll give you a little help there. God tells Abraham, take your son Isaac up on the mountain and sacrifice him. Now, he said it was a test. He wanted to see how faithful Abraham was. Because remember, just before this, well, quite a bit, because Isaac's getting a little old by this point. Just before this, God had told Sarah and Abraham that they were going to have a kid, and they're both in their, 80s, 90s, something like that. So they're old, and they're going, you are crazy, God. That's never going to happen. Yeah, but guess what? It happened. It happened. And God said, it's through your seed, Abraham, through your offspring, that you will become a great nation, and that will be a blessing to the world. All right? So now, to take your only son, Isaac, up on a mountain and kill him? In the end, to make a long story short, God provides the ram in the bush, and that's what they sacrificed, the ram. Now, a lot of people have trouble with that story, yours truly included, because what an awful thing. Child sacrifice? Well, there are a lot of scholars who now look at this story and they say, hey, you know what's going on here? It's more than just a story of God testing Abraham's faith. It's a story that says we as God's people don't do that sort of thing. We don't sacrifice our kids to the gods. You see, that's the culture that was all around those people at that time. A lot of child sacrifice going on. In fact, Israel as a nation even slipped back into child sacrifice, and that was harshly condemned by the prophets. Harshly, and they sacrificed them on the high places, they called it, and those were all ripped down and torn down in times of renewal. So don't be surprised by it, but be amazed that there's a story about it recorded in the Bible. And this story is one that says we as God's people don't do that. We don't sacrifice human life. That's way too precious in God's sight. We do our sacrifices with the animals, and then we do something. We just don't waste the animal. Those animals were consumed by the priests, consumed by those that were needy. Occasionally you'll see things where they were completely burned up. But kids, off limits. And even later, we'll see that God tells the people, you know what I really want? I don't want your sacrifices on the altar. I want the sacrifice of your hearts, your contrite hearts. No, you're not ripping your hearts out. No. Your sorrowful, repentant hearts. That's the sacrifice I want. I want your hearts turning back toward me and what I have in store for you. Lots of good things. Just turn to me. Live as I have taught you to live. Lives of loving one another. Well, I'm going to make my journey back to the house now because I'm just about out of coffee, and that's not a good thing first thing in the morning. And I hope you have a great day, and I sure hope we get some more rain showers to soak into the earth. God's blessings be with you. Have a wonderful day.